Today, I want to talk to you about how to manage your child's challenging behavior by using the correct response and the language, and how to encourage him to behave the way you want him to behave. So he seems never does what you ask him to do. Children's behavior can be challenging. You were probably wondering now, I didn't sign up for this. Wouldn't it be nice if your child always behaved the way you wanted him to behave? Yes and no. Yes, it would avoid a great deal of struggle and stress and save you a lot of a headache if your child always behaved the way you wanted him to behave. But no, you don't want that. A child who only does what he's told lacks initiative and enthusiasm, and is likely to grow into an adult who has no passion for life, and who drifts in and out whichever way the wind is blowing. It's normal for children to show challenging behavior as they are growing, developing, and pushing boundaries with their newly found mental and physical abilities. It's important to see things from your child's perspective. He obviously doesn't have the same level of knowledge and life experience that you've gained over the past 20, 30 or more years. So he doesn't get your point of view. You need to have the right level of expectation that is appropriate for the age of your child. Today, let me show you how to manage challenging behavior by using one of the 5 simple principles. But before that, let me quickly show you how children learn. There are different ways that information will enter a child's brain: by watching television, observing people around him, listening to something specific, or just happened to have heard something, touching, feeling the texture, temperature, pressure, etc., tasting, by putting things into his mouth, doing, like learning how to bake or make a sandwich, reading a book. For most of us, and for children especially, our visual modality is more dominant, so that we learn by observing and acting out what we see more than what we hear. Therefore, it's not surprising that children tend to do what you do and not necessarily listen what you tell them to do. Although children's behavior can be challenging, it's easy to manage if you follow these 5 simple principles. They are: 1. Keep your instructions simple, clear, and positive. 2. Model the behavior you want to see in him. 3. Respond to his needs and keep him informed. 4. Tolerate mistakes. Have them all made at some stage. 5. Forgive wholeheartedly and move on with love. Today, let me share with you one of the principles. Principle number 2. Model the behavior you want to see in him. Based on what we have just talked about, that children's visual modality is usually more dominant than other modalities. So this is how they predominantly experience and learn about the world around them. Children take in what they see better than what they hear. So whatever you want him to do it yourself first. Encourage him to participate. he shall follow you to do what you're doing. But remember, it is okay if he didn't follow you this time. So if you shout at your child, "Stop shouting," he's more likely to shout back because that's what you're doing. So say, "Let's whisper." You'll lower your voice and whisper. You will be amazed to see how quiet he suddenly becomes. When you want him to tidy up his toys, you say, "Let's tidy up the toys," and start putting things away yourself. Offer him a piece to put into the basket at the same time, and cheers when the piece went in. It is a victory, even if he has just put one piece back in the basket and you did the rest. It's a step towards the right direction, so celebrate. It is normal for children to show challenging behavior as they are growing, developing, and pushing boundaries with their newly found mental and physical abilities. You simply need to guide him following these 5 simple principles. They're simple, but they might not be easy because it requires daily practice. The more you practice, the easier it gets. In the end, you become a natural. Please comment, like, and share these slides. And feel free to get in touch by clicking the link below or email lil@younglilies.com. Thank you for listening.